Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down Tennessee football. We got Bobby from Volunteer Roadshow, also Billy Radcliffe talking up Tennessee as well as the Vols get set for a slate that is pretty kind of out of conference. Of course, once they step inside the SEC, it's a completely different story, especially since you guys know all well too well that you're the program that has to face Alabama every year out of the SEC Eastern Division. So that's kind of a benefit in quotes, we will say, of having to be the rival, the cross division rival of Alabama, one of the great rivalries in college football. And for those folks that are younger than, let's say, 20 or 25, they necessarily can't relate to what we were talking about off the top of what this program has been. It's a top 10 all-time college football program, and that what Alabama Tennessee is one of the great programs, one of the great rivalries in the history of college football. And certainly when I was down there covering the SEC on the sidelines, it was at a time in the mid to late 90s that Tennessee was dominating the series when Billy was there. And, of course, the likes of Peyton Manning and then T. Martin taking over at quarterback. So when you look at the schedule, obviously the SEC East was down for a few years. And I like to remind people when we talk the SEC East being down from about 2012 to 15 or 16, we mean down compared to SEC standards. It wasn't that far down if you look at the rest of the country. But now Georgia's dominant. There's a glut of teams, including Missouri's getting some respect in the offseason. Barry Odom's doing a nice job there. South Carolina, they're going to be good, but I don't know if the record's going to reflect it because their schedule is ridiculously brutal. Kentucky should take a step back, but Mark Stoops has established a program that's a top 25 type program. Florida's back to a certain extent. I don't think they've reached the elite level, but Dan Mullen obviously making huge strides there. The division's tough. Always have to face Alabama. This year you get Mississippi State outside the division, but I know you want to get to a bowl game, and the out-of-conference provides you a way to where you don't really have to tear it up in the SEC. BYU's the most difficult non-conference game that you can definitely see a path to at least 6 wins.
Mark, we're not hoping to get to a bowl game. We're going to a bowl game. I promise you that. And like you said, we've got that gauntlet of our regular games, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina. And lately, and I hate to say it, man, it pains me to say this, Vanderbilt. And you got to throw in Missouri, even though that's not a rivalry. But I really think that there's 4 games that I'm really looking at that I think is going to determine how we do. And that's pretty obvious. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina. Now, I think we're going to win 1, maybe 2 of those games. But we got to get at least one of those games. And we're going to beat somebody that we're not supposed to beat. But it's like Tennessee football over the last decade. There's going to be somebody that is going to either give us a run for their money that shouldn't, or even flat out beat us. And lately it's been Vanderbilt. But I really have us going 7-5, 8-4. And if we get lightning in a bottle and the things happen that I think we have the capacity to make happen, we could go 9-3. But I think that's an outside shot. I really think that 7-5 that's where I was early in the off season. But the more I get hyped up, Mark, this is our year. I keep inching towards that 8-4. But anyway, we got to beat Missouri too. Derek Dooley, he's their offensive coordinator. Kelly Bryant's there, but I don't know if they have the defense, and I don't think Bryant's the quarterback that Drew Lock was. Hopefully we can get over the hump with them. But I'm excited about this season. I really am.
Any thoughts on the schedule, Billy?
Well, I mean, schedule is brutal, man. It doesn't matter what SEC team schedule, it's brutal. I mean, South Carolina, that might be the most brutal schedule I've ever seen ever. And I go look at Georgia's schedule, they coming in with a Vanderbilt team that's coming off I think, that's a winning season for Vanderbilt. I think, personally, I think Vandy's going to win that game. People don't give, teams like that an opportunity. But I always say those type of teams are scared when you have a coach like you have over there with Mason. He's a player's coach. He's getting every ounce of talent out of each one of those kids. And, of course, they got some sleeper kids that came in and recruits last year. That can be scary, Tennessee, we got a tough schedule. I mean, it's never easy when you've got a new coach that's coming in to try to prove himself. That always can be a scary situation too. But I'm still looking at Tennessee. I'm saying it's going to be a good year for Tennessee, and I'm going to say a easy 9-3.
Billy, when you said Vandy was going to beat Georgia, if Uncle Lou, my buddy Uncle Lou's watching this, he just broke his TV. He just threw it on the ground and hit it with a sledgehammer. Oh, my goodness, I can't wait to see the comment.
Can you imagine if that happens in week 1? That's going to blow up some predictions right out of the gate. We've been talking predictions off the top. That's going to maybe blow mine away, which is going to be released a little bit later today. We shall see. Maybe Billy, you're giving me something to think about.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you something about it. The reason I'm saying is, something that my coaches always said, in college football, when you have this is called a short week. Next week, for instance, if you plan on Thursday or whatever, like for instance, with Florida playing this weekend, that's still a short week. There's no one else playing. But now you're coming into what's called a conference game, the first game of the season. This is an SEC game. I mean, this is all the marbles. This is make or break your season in a sense for both teams. And Vandy, they want to be relevant. And they was relevant last year. They had some guys that got drafted, and I think they're going to continue that because Mason is there telling these kids that they can actually win. They're not just smart kids; they are football players too. Now he's saying so. I think it's going to be something to watch.
Okay, good stuff. Billy Ratliff on the line with us, along with Bobby from Volunteer Roadshow. Please check out their podcast and talking up Tennessee football with us. Bobby, Billy, I appreciate all the information and the insight, and obviously this being a little bit more of a special conversation considering the cause for hashtag Sam Strong. Bobby, again, it's been a pleasure working with you on this. And I can't explain or describe to you the appreciation that I have for you thinking of me to bring me along on this. And hopefully we can make a few dollars for the cause.
I appreciate it, Mark. And, the Tennessee saying it's starting out the season, this is our year. And then about midway through, you wait till next year. But I'm telling you, this is our year. That's all I've got to say. I got a feeling. And thanks for having us on. And I can't even wait to watch Florida this Saturday. That's going to be a great game. That's going to tell us where these two programs are. But thanks for having us.
All right, guys. Have a great day.